going to be something res for, or is it going to be something putting the highlights in the hands instead of putting the highlights in the hands as we were predicting res as we were predicting
Edith really for Fnoc. They go for the Edith here. For Fnoc, they go for the Edith here.
No, they go for Lolita up against the Moskov and Vexana. They go for Lolita up against the Moskov and Vexana. This is the first time that we see high-lows. This is the first time that we see high-lows on res.
Let's see if he's any good on it.
I mean, it's not a hero that requires a lot of big mechanics. It's a hero that requires mechanics. It's a hero that requires a lot of when to go in, when to use the glorious pathway. By all means, like you mentioned, this is a very enabling sort of playstyle. This is a very enabling sort of playstyle. Lay out the pathway for your team to do the rest. This Lolita though to do the rest. This is a bit of a curveball, man. This is a bit of a curveball, man. The Terrifier is one of the most important ones. The Terrifier is one of the most important ones. As well. The damage, instead of tanking it, he can reflect as well. That's great. Instead of tanking it, he can reflect it. That's great. He can do. Those are the only two things that he can do. What he's looking for. Maybe the Nomad's Blast is what he's looking for here.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the lineup
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the lineup
rating,
very similar,
the lineup index,
but a little
very
favoring more
similar,
towards Fnatic.
but a little favoring more towards Fnatic.
Execution now.
It all depends on the execution now.
For the first
As we
game
enter
in
the
our
land of
highlight
light,
match
first
of the
game,
day.
Geek Fam versus Fnatic. Geek Fam
Match
versus
of the day
Fnatic.
in the land of Dawn. Match of the day in the land of Dawn. Sky Kings versus Kingslayers. Sky Kings versus Kingslayers. We've seen multiple times before. We've seen multiple times before. It's always different every season. For Geek Fam, it's always different every season because they always had it's another members. And now they were able to beat another with Masako. They were able to beat Veldora. Now it's Chadera. And Veldora. Now it's Chadera.
Usually we see a revitalized Lolita, revitalized Hylos, revitalized Lolita, revitalized Hylos. No, a lot tankier in a short burst of time, but lower cooldown in a short burst of time, but lower cooldown on that playmaking tool. The good old playmaking as always is his priority. Playmaking as always is his priority. Show that tenacity still, of course, show that tenacity still, but res on the Hylos, weapon mastery from Sans, weapon mastery at the late game angle, especially with a late game angle, especially with a early game, with a Sans picking up the slack later on. I guess Sans will be picking up the slack later on.
It's very unique to see the weapon mastery. Very unique to see the weapon mastery. I guess that's what they're going for, right? But with Brody, I guess that's what they're going for, right? But with Brody and against be able to look for that early game, be able to look for that early game is pressure that the Brody is notoriously usually able to have.
Here, CW freezing the lane. Here, CW immediately gets put in a weird spot. Immediately gets waits around that. Waits around that. Would it pay off? How could a trap would it pay off?
Bottom lane as well. It's bottom lane as well. It's Federa. He's definitely getting bullied out of this lane. Federa is definitely getting bullied out of this lane. No Purify for Federa. In the phase 2. No Purify for Federa. He opted for Flicker.
The gold. He did get that part right there, though. He wasn't denied from it. Part right there, though. He wasn't denied from it. Federa is used to playing Federa is used to playing instant clear with that glove, man. Instant clear with that glove before Geek Fam make the play. Reaching level 4, Geek Fam make the play.
Goes in onto Kyrie, actually has the mic force, using onto Kyrie, will be able to get using short here, but still, good retribution here, 5 minutes eternal guard, about 2 5 minutes eternal guard, with the vengeance cannot survive, even with the vengeance cannot survive, and Veldora, Kyrie can only just get the purple buff, Kyrie can only just trail behind in the early game,
Ever as reliable Vincent on that retribution, and understanding that there was no contest, and understanding that there was no contest, take control. It does make sense like Geek Fam take control, especially with the immense wave clear, right? Especially with the immense wave clear, right? They have Whiskey on the ground, so they also have they were able to set up a lot quicker. They were able to set up a lot quicker, and hence Fnatic Onyx being caught.
Especially with a lot of members not reaching level 4 just yet in the game overall. Just yet in the game overall. Rush into a higher level. Means that into a higher level ultimates, free ultimates, because there's no multiple ultimates, free ultimates, because there's no pursuit. So Geek Fam on that use it to its full potential. Geek Fam right now use it laying on the top side. Right now laying on the top side.
CW is actually. CW is actually Chadera. Is this something that we expected? But wait a second, that's a lot of damage. But wait a second, that's a lot of damage.
Oh, and then round blast. Pat Flicker. Good terrify though. Loyski has the wild charge. Loyski has the wild charge. He flickers forward. I don't think there's gonna be enough damage to take him down. Vincent. I don't think there's gonna be enough damage to take him down. Vincent. Unable to get in range in time. Unable to get in range in time. Miss. Yeah, an uncharacteristic miss.
He was having the angle on the Luminous Blast, having the angle on the Luminous Blast, expecting a boy to move forward there. expecting a boy angling it towards there. A boy is angling it towards. He flickered through to try and get the pick up, but he flickered through to try and get the pick up, but it didn't land. By Sans though, the reaction time to get away by Sans though, the reaction time to get away from the fracture of Vincent. Control, man. For now, Geek Fam have a lot more damage, a lot more wave clear. They have a lot more damage, a lot more just wave clear, and they have a lot more just spammable in these fights. So Fnatic are taking it easy in these fights. So Fnatic are making sure that at least the key members like Kyrie, at least keeping up key members like Kyrie.
So what's the plan now for Fnatic Onyx? Because technically Geek Fam, if they continue on this pace, the fact that they have the control over the neutral objectives, the fact that they have the control over the neutral objectives is okay, right? Because at the end of the day, they do still have Chidera on the Monster. What are they waiting for? What are they waiting for?
They're supposed to play with the gold lane, but B-Boy, they're supposed to play with the gold lane, but B-Boy.
Veldora still doing the job. Now Vengeance jumping onto Kyrie by a lot of time. Vengeance jumping onto Kyrie by a lot of time. Turtle's 2 wins it. Kyrie gets caught. Kyrie gets caught in the midst of... Then he tried to turn things around. A Tornado Pot memory, not enough to take Beloyski down as Veldora jumps back in with the Infernal Pursuit, stun down. Spear of Destruction connected to the back. Will Chidera go for it? Veldora getting the stacks again, and Fnatic Onyx again are still behind. Look at Chidera munching on that turret down below. He should be able to get it.
They got a turret, they got the turtle, and they've got the kill as well. 3-0 in the first 5 minutes for Geek Fam.
Uncharacteristic plays coming in from Fnatic Onyx right here. A more reactive draft, a very aggressive playstyle though. The Numinous Blast used up almost immediately. And look at this. Veldora alone has no opposition right here. The fact that Geek Fam were able to negate all of that DPS, all the shred potential from Fnatic Onyx means that Veldora can just walk up like this, and worst case scenario, he'll be forced, he will get taken out, but it's gonna take a lot of time.
So it falls back to the question that I really wanted to ask earlier, Arashi, before they went in for the turtle. What's the plan for Fnatic Onyx?
In theory, it really should be to play with the Brody, right? Get the winning lane a bit more aggressive. And you saw that the rotations earlier from Fnatic Onyx were kind of banking on that working. Keyboy going to the gold lane again and again. But now you can see that Chidera, especially after taking the turret and taking all that gold on the bottom side, is definitely having a bit of quite the advantage when it comes to the gold.
Yeah, and again, right, that's why I'm not really that big of a fan of the Brody pick here. It's good in lane, yes, in this matchup. It's a good matchup. The Brody does beat Moskov, but knowing that CW is mostly a weak side player, you can really see that he hasn't been able to utilize the winning matchup. And again, Fnatic Onyx, yeah, they've been playing around XP so much that they didn't play around the top side of the map at all. And now Beloyski can do whatever he wants, walks up, gets out. He does lose out on the flicker, but he buys that Radiant armor, which is going to be great against Kyrie and Sans.
That's peculiar, because earlier Chidera, if I'm not mistaken, he was able to get the first item first. Faster than CW.
Exactly. Oh, Beloyski. Oh, forcing out the flicker. Rez already no mana. Popping the glorious pathways. Veldora jumps into the back. A boy still able to kite and peel for himself with the Eternal Guard. Rez pops in the Vengeance, but that's not going to be enough to get away from Vincent. Veldora, on the other hand, is having a field day on this Phobius. Jumping back and forth as the Dominator's Ascent is able to get the kill on a boy, but Sans will be traded back. Vincent on the Nolan, on the Assassin.
2-1 traded out. Vincent does have the EXP lead, and not really sure if Fnatic Onyx want to go for the contest, and it looks like they don't. Keyboy and CW retreating, and that's going to be a perfect turtle for Geek Fam.
It's so weird to see this like play out. Fnatic Onyx, they're going for this approach where they're trying to match the impact, the pressure coming from Veldora with the Hylos, with Rez diving in the back line. And to his credit, he got a boy quite low, forcing a flicker out of him as well. But without any follow-up, it's just not possible. They're trying to match the shredding of the Moskov using a Brody, and it's just not going to be working out, especially with the potential for Veldora to dodge out from a lot of damage using the Infernal Pursuit.
Very confident predictions, by the way, boys. 2-0 for Fnatic Onyx. It sure ain't looking good for them right now.
Well, Mr. Pulung definitely, you know, enjoys his moments, and this is one of them. But man, again, for Fnatic Onyx, what's the idea here? It's almost like in these fights, if everyone dives together in the back line, like Sans with the Dominus Descent, and maybe even Kyrie, if they jump together, they can absolutely take out a boy. But they're now playing more around the EXP lane, and look at that, Vincent.
Just to steal, the wild charge is used, and then they go bot. Chidera is a turret eater on the Moskov. You would expect that from the Brody, not the Moskov. Level 11 to 9, that is a 2-level diff for the scaling marksman versus the early game marksman.
Which is why everything that Fnatic Onic were banking on is going wrong, right? They were banking on CW, winning the lane. That wasn't even entirely true. And now as we get into the mid-game, CW is far behind. Veldora, though.
All good, and it's a turret up top. It's a good trade for Geek Fam.
Wow. It was all just a distraction, Arashi.
Pressure one side, make plays on the other. Wishing Lantern very early on. Second item for a boy. So not even the enchanted talisman. He knows that the fights won't really go that long anyways. And even if it is going long, a boy will be forced out. So he goes for the extra bit of damage to ensure that when he drops that Eternal Guard, it will have impact.
It seems like Fnatic Onic at this point are really looking for anything. Anyone that they spot, they'll try to poke down, they'll try to go for. But this is the main problem for the Hylos as well. Rez is already down in mana. Again, Beloyski can just recall back. And Fnatic Onic, I don't even think they can threaten the Lord take. They're 6,000 gold down. There is no way.
Kyrie's 2 levels below as well. So if we're looking for that 50-50, despite... I guess they're banking on Rez, right? I guess they're banking on Keyboy as well. If they can find a proper moment, maybe they'll have a chance.
Oh. The Terrify, they bait out the Vengeance. That is a green light for Geek Fam. They can go for the Lord at this point. Rez won't be tanky enough to do anything, and you can see it. Rez is already stepping back a bit.
This is the Thunderbolt, so he's going to be scaling a bit more. But Fnatic Onic, they have a wave pushing down, already taking out one turret. I think you're banking on Geek Fam spending time and effort on the Lord, and they're going to try and go for a pickoff, for a play onto Chidera or a boy. Keyboy is trying to find some information. Is that possible, though?
With the Vincent still up top, holding that angle. Both teams hovering over it. Vincent will be spotted. He will be able to get a bit of damage onto Rez. Both teams disengaged. They know they got to handle the wave down below. That is a massive wave. CW with a flicker forward. Vincent trying to run away. The Tornado Palm Memory is not going to be enough, but is very, very close to taking Vincent down.
But he gets out, right? At the end of the day, he gets out. And even if Tadera wanted to... Okay, he used his ult earlier. I was going to say if he wanted to re-engage, he can utilize it. But he is going to be able to clear. And they bought a little bit of time now for yet another setup from Geek Fam.
Ooh, Keyboy gotta be careful with the usage on the Bulwark, man. Boy and Chidera are timing their spells when it's off. And Rez now is shredding Beloyski, but the Lord is getting shredded down as well.
Keyboy trying to create an opening. Good Eternal God with a Terrify. That locks Kyrie down. Rez in the back, not able to survive even with the Vengeance. That curse and the DPS is too much to handle. The horse down. The tree wins this time.
Oh, Lord is marching a 7,500 gold lead. It was a wonder what Rez was doing in the back line. I don't think he even used his second skill.
The Law and Order and the Ring of Punishment, there's only so much he can do right there.
Yeah.
Walking forward, doing damage by all means, but without anyone to really secure the kill, it's a very kiteable high loss against this composition. And looking at the items, man, 3,400 gold ahead is Vincent on the Nolan. We did say that he can be a bit vulnerable on these assassins, but whoa!
What a read from Beloyski! Enhanced Sword read out by Vincent too. Masterful stuff. 3-1-2. BBB. Big brain Beloy. Keyboy getting dismantled by Chidera as he goes for the siege onto the base turret. Veldora just zones them in the back. What was that? Fantastic read from Beloy, and they might just end the game off of that. Kyrie 18 seconds down. No Keyboy as well. That's a Terrify onto Rez, who still doesn't have the Vengeance. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Vincent walking up, getting the Fracture, zoning signs away. 12 minutes is all it takes for the Kingslayers. Big brain Beloy.
Complete control from Geek Fam in game number 1 to lead this best of 3 series. It looks like Onic were banking on a plan, but that plan was not able to be executed, and Geek Fam were able to walk all over the Sky Kings.
Rarely do we see the Sky Kings fall against dominant, against a team that's performing in a dominant fashion.